the ultimate disaggregated and distributed computing model. So many different computers are going to be activated in order to process this agent. The agent consists of model, harness, tools and skills, and a runtime. All of that is running at different places in a data center. You can think of the model as the brain, the harness as the body, the tools that it uses, working in a runtime, think of it as a workshop. So this is a person, a worker working with tools in a workshop. Of course, this is being done at extraordinarily large scales. And each one of those steps are running in a different part of the computer. And you could see the large language model is thinking. The
stream for some reason is
context processing, observing, understanding the environment.
I know what I need to do.
Reasoning, coming up with a plan, and acting on the plan.
I need to reshare
every single time that happens, an entire rack of Grace Blackwell NVLink 72 is activated. It's thinking with the large language model.
There we go.
Whenever it uses a tool, a CPU is used. That tool could be a C compiler. It could be Python. It could be JavaScript. Or it could be accelerated computing. Today's agents are relatively simple users of tools. Tomorrow, they're going to be very sophisticated users of tools, which is the reason why the CUDA-X libraries that I showed you are going to be incredibly popular with agents. They solve some of the most important problems the world knows.
All right, turning it back.
And all of our CUDA-X libraries are now going to come with skills that the AI could learn how to use.
Hey, so do you want to talk much?
So the CUDA-X library.
I was going to let them talk. If there's something that comes up, I'll make a small comment or something.
And go, aha, that's how you use it. The ability to use these libraries by agents are going to be incredible. And so the tools run on CPUs and GPUs and large language models. The security harness runs on CPUs and a security processor called a DPU, NVIDIA's Bluefield. The orchestration of all this runs on a CPU. This is the entire harness, and the CPU is orchestrating all of the work. One of the hardest parts is memory. You could just imagine. The working memory is called KV caching. What to remember, compaction, not just compression, but how to retrieve. Do you retrieve structured data? Do you retrieve unstructured data? What is the ontology, the relationship of all of these different data to itself? That entire processing is incredibly complicated. The memory system of AIs is going to cause the storage system to be completely revolutionized. As you can see, every aspect of this computing model, this computing pattern, this new application called an agent, is fundamentally different than the way that applications used to run. A whole bunch of software sitting inside a binary, sitting inside an operating system. This is the reason this disaggregated, this distributed, this heterogeneous computing problem is precisely the reason we built our next generation, Vera Rubin. Vera Rubin is not one chip. Vera Rubin is not a GPU only. It starts with the GPU, but Vera Rubin is incredible. This entire thing is Vera Rubin. From end to end.
It
has GPUs, Vera Rubin NVLink 72. It is orchestrated by Vera CPUs that I'm going to tell you more about. The storage systems, revolutionary. Vera, along with CX9, our software stack called Doka, the security processor that's inside so that everything is encrypted at rest, in motion, as well as in use. Everything across this is secure because the AI model is so precious. This is the reason why this entire system obeys confidential computing. Each one of these systems would be a complete revolution in itself. Vera Rubin is the most ambitious endeavor in the history of our company.
Is my echo bad?
The whole company worked on Vera Rubin across all 40,000 engineers. Not to mention all of you. All of you participated in the creation of this entire system. Vera Rubin is really a miracle. And it's not just one chip, it is so many. Well, it's even beyond that.
Did the echo go away?
A long time ago, Nvidia used to be a GPU company. But over the years, we've evolved.
Let's see what they say.
To become a systems company.
I don't know.
We're looking here now.
I'm not hearing the
for
echo.
the most complex systems, most complex and ground-up system ever designed. But ultimately, our customers, our partners, don't want to buy computers. They want to build AI factories, which is the reason why NVIDIA has really started to transform ourselves yet again. You could see so much of our technology is now at the entire infrastructure scale. Our partners are at infrastructure scale. Power generators, cooling systems, the grid providers. So many
I don't hear it.
Industrial companies are now part of our ecosystem because ultimately we're trying to build an entire stack, just like GPUs, just like when we were building Grace Blackwell NVLink 72, just like now,
if I mute you
we are building a full stack system so that our customers could build amazing AI infrastructure. Let's take a look.
I figured out what it was.
The world is racing to build AI factories, the largest infrastructure build-out in human history. AI factories are incredibly complex. Every layer, chip, rack, network, power, cooling, grid, must be designed together from end to end because compute is revenues.
Did you figure it out?
Nvidia DSX is the blueprint, a reference design for building and operating AI factories at maximum efficiency and profitability.
Desktop
it starts with DSX Sim. With the DSX Sim Omniverse blueprint, partners design and validate an Nvidia Vera Rubin AI factory before a single rack lands.
This is what I can do.
They plan the layout, simulate the power and cooling, design the network.
You guys can still hear me, right?
Every integration, test every change in the digital twin.
I think your echo will be gone.
The factory powers on. DSX OS takes over and provisions, operates, monitors, and remediates the infrastructure, turning the installed systems into trusted, multi-tenant, resilient, AI-ready capacity.
I turned off the Video Ninja audio from
today's AI factories over provision power by up to 40%.
So it's not that audio is not coming through. Only the desktop audio is coming through. That's picking you up, and then I have my microphone on
adding
in melt,
billions
so this works this way too. Breakthrough hot liquid cooling at 45 degrees Celsius uses less water and energy. More power going to revenue-generating compute. Incredible. Dynamic power allocation steers power from rack to rack, recovering stranded watts. Did you hear they want to put some of these in people's backyards?
In-rack power smoothing flattens peak current spikes and power surges.
And yours too.
No, I'll build my own.
Throughout the factory, teams of
they're
AI
not giving these people any money for
DSX
it, or barely any money for it, so it's just
continuously
not worth it.
coordinating to balance cooling and power to meet workload demand. DSX AI factories are flexible energy assets that operate cooperatively with the grid. DSX Flex reads real-time grid signals and dynamically adjusts factory power when the grid needs relief. 100 gigawatts of AI factories will come online before the end of the decade. NVIDIA DSX AI factories run at highest efficiency, produce the lowest cost tokens, and make the grid stronger.
This is AI.
I've shown you ecosystem slides of the past, where NVIDIA's computing layers and software and computing stacks are integrated into other people's platforms, third-party platforms and libraries that serves end markets. That was a computing ecosystem. This is an AI factory ecosystem. This is way downstream of all of you. Upstream of me is all of you, and downstream of us is this ecosystem. Because NVIDIA ultimately is not just building a GPU, not just building a system. We're helping customers build these AI factories, these AI infrastructure that is so immensely complex. Each one of these at 1 gigawatt level.
By the way, I haven't seen you drink when he says AI.
20, 30
He said
billion
AI.
dollars.
I
It
drank,
is
he
at
said it
50,
once.
60 billion
He said it more
dollars.
than once.
And soon
'Cause he
it
kept
will
saying
be
AI factories.
80, 100 billion dollars per gigawatt. $100 billion into an AI factory. It must work the first time, and it must work right away. The cost of capital is incredible. The complexity is incredible. So as you see, we used to design a chip inside a computer. And then we simulated a system inside a computer. Today, you saw just now, everything was built in Omniverse. I've been working with Omniverse with all of you for a long time. This was the dream
OpenAI
come
is a
true.
small company.
So that we can build these gigantic systems as
Anthropic.
large as the world wants to build inside a digital
Jensen
framework,
is so
inside a
full of
digital
himself. I
simulator,
respect
in
the hell out of
a
him.
digital world, long before we build
I hope I meet him
the first
again.
break ground and put our money to work. So this is our ecosystem. We call it DSX. RTX is for our GPU, DGX is for our systems, and now DSX, basically infrastructure. Because of the work that we do here
Shopify is on
across this
there?
entire stack, including our systems and software, it's the reason why we could work with small companies and enable them to be world-class AI clouds. Every one of these I'm about to show you are small companies just recently. And now CoreWeave is worth 50, 60, 70 billion dollars.
Yeah,
and
how did
growing
CoreWeave start?
incredibly fast.
Started as a
we worked with
Bitcoin mining
Nebius.
company.
And again, they're growing incredibly fast. Each
CoreWeave.
one of these clouds have incredible customers.
I don't know any of these
Cursor,
companies.
the software coding company,
Yeah, they started that
Black
transition
Mountain
like
Labs,
3-4 years
Image
ago, I think.
Generation, World Labs, World
God,
Foundation.
this is going to continue. This is going to continue because the
financial
limiting factor
services
is
AI
power.
company,
And a lot of
and
these
Shopify.
Bitcoin mining farms
Here's
have the
another one.
power. So all they have
This
to
is
do is
Nscale,
modify
and
their
customers are
infrastructure,
British
and they can bring
Telecom,
this stuff
Google.
online much quicker than building out a whole
Google
brand
is
new data
using
center that doesn't
one
have
of
the
our
power.
AI clouds.
With a
Thinking
lot
machine,
less, with a lot less
a Frontier
friction
Labs
with the
company,
community
super
as well.
exciting. Here's
You wonder if
Naver
it's gonna
Cloud in
crash
Korea,
Bitcoin.
Bank of
like, you
Korea,
wonder what the future of Bitcoin looks like.
Hyundai,
Everybody transitions
so
to data
many
centers.
incredible companies. Here's
Worldwide,
one
anyway.
in India, Yoda,
They don't need a lot of
incredible
way,
companies.
But
Here's one based in Singapore, building in Australia, Together AI, AI Singapore. This is one in Indonesia. Each one of these companies are serving regional as well as global customers. AI is going to run everywhere. Every company will be powered by it. Every
I'm gonna try to get a
region
DG Spark
will
new
build
laptop out of this weekend.
Indosat here in Indonesia, here in Taiwan, GMI. Here in Taiwan, GMI. It's okay to clap.
It's okay to clap. Wow. Wow. That's
So,
horrible.
Incredible companies, incredible opportunity.
Oh my
But
God.
all of them
all
need
journalists
several
there, too.
things. Of course, they need the computing
It's like,
stack.
it's okay to
This
clap.
entire
Oh my
stack
God.
underneath. This is what
That's
made NVIDIA
horrible.
famous. All of our hardware
You
and
know, half the
software
people there
and
hate
libraries,
AI. I don't know
our
why you
connection
know.
into the world's ecosystem of third-party
Media is
developers
so funny, man.
makes it
So
possible
funny.
for anyone to stand up
As an
an
accredited,
AI cloud.
credentialed member.
However,
he said it.
the AI cloud is so complex
Twice.
now. This is the software version. This is the computer science version. The money version, the asset version is what I showed you earlier. It's a giant factory. Having this ability alone is not enough.
How many
which
more
is the
beers you
reason
got?
why NVIDIA has
Like
become
3.
an AI infrastructure company. Now,
I got 'em from
doing
Reddit.
this well
Hey, you just said it again.
and becoming incredibly good at helping customers build AI factories and deploying AI factories is incredibly important. And the
Yes,
reason for that is
Frogman,
this.
I agree.
Compute is revenue now. Compute is profit. The absence of revenues and profit is loss.
I want someone
And so
to edit
it's
that with a
really
woman's
important to
butt.
realize
this curve matters
that
greatly.
this is an example
clip that.
of an AI infrastructure coming online. It could be coming online quickly. It could take a while. Its throughput could be high, it could be low. Its resilience and reliability could be good or bad. And its lifetime of usefulness could be long or short. Because this represents 50, 60, going to $100 billion. This curve matters greatly, which is the reason why NVIDIA is such a great partner. Working with us because of our fully integrated capability, we
Dude,
didn't
I
just come
still
up with a
think
PowerPoint slide.
I would.
We created the entire
only do it,
infrastructure.
like, when I do
We
my
connected everything
I'm only
together.
doing it
We
off the
built
cloud.
out
I don't
billions
care
and
if it's
billions of it
tomorrow.
ourselves
Even if I have newer
to
newer
make
hardware,
sure
I'm not
that
taking it. I
everything
don't want
works
someone
well.
to do it.
As a result of that, our time to first token, our time to first token, our time to first inference, our time to training turned on is much faster. Second, because our throughput per watt, our tokens per watt is utterly world-class. And the reason for that is because we integrate everything, we design everything from the ground up, we simulate the entire system, and we use extreme co-design.
Losing the audience.
Just like I showed you
Anytime we
just now
start
with the
talking
Vera
in
Rubin
tokens
rack,
and this, that, and the other
everything
thing,
was designed
people want to know
in
what it's
order
going to
to
mean in the
deliver
real
on this
world.
incredible throughput.
Well, I mean, he's talking about power, which
your
is important.
data center,
and it kind of
if
back
it-
what you were
factory
saying before.
has 1
It is,
gigawatt.
but people
It
want
will
to know
not
what
have
it's going to
more.
mean.
1
I mean,
gigawatt means 1
I don't think
gigawatt.
he's actually doing bad. Like,
That's
he's
all the
not
power
losing.
generation
I'm a
you could
little
do.
buzzed.
If you have 1 gigawatt of power, then throughput per watt is revenues, because every token is profitable. Every token is revenues. This is the future.
You wonder,
Compute
Max,
is
what's going to
revenues.
happen with
Performance
all of the
per watt
older
is your
compute
revenues.
units as
Choosing the
newer
wrong
ones spin up?
architecture
Is there going to be like a whole
just
part
because
of the
the
world
chips
that
are
just
cheaper
runs data centers that are like 3 or 4 years
doesn't
old?
translate.
Because of
Doesn't
like,
make sense.
Like with how fast
You
tech is
need to make
advancing, are you
sure
gonna
that your
see-
revenues per watt.
Are you going to see like recycling
the
of like every 3 or 4
more you
years? They
make.
just update everything with more efficient
And so
shit?
tokens per watt.
Yeah.
And then
I
lastly,
mean, that keeps the
very
AI
li-
business in
second.
power forever.
Third
and
is
people like us-
reliability. If you ever get a chance
You
to
track
see
the
these
cycle,
data
you make
centers,
all the
there are
money,
so
man.
many moving parts, millions of cables.
Damn it.
The ability for all of those computers to work
Damn
harmoniously,
it.
reliably, is extremely low. It is just extremely
Shut up,
difficult.
Jensen.
We have now been operating very large scale for a very long time. That experience matters. That difference,
I
mean
wonder,
time between interrupts.
Max, I wonder if they're going to
extremely
release a
important.
new DLSS.
And then
model
lastly,
here. I missed the press
is
briefing
very
for
hard.
I bet he
NVIDIA.
doesn't.
So
The
I missed
lifetime
the
of
press
these
briefing was on
systems.
Saturday.
The lifetime of
So
these
I missed
systems.
it. So I
The
don't know what
software's
they're. I don't know
changing
what they're
all the
showing.
time.
I'll find out.
4 years
with everybody
ago,
else.
which is in the time of Hopper, AI has completely changed. 6 years ago, this is the time frame of Ampere.
He's
AI
right,
has
though. To
completely
be fair,
changed. We started
he's
out
the keys
talking
to the
about
kingdom.
CNNs.
AMD better catch up.
Here we are, then we talked about transformers, and then we talked about mixture of experts. Now we're talking about agentic systems. Every single
Yeah, everybody was
generation,
like dreamland that
every
they're hoping
single
that they get the
few months,
micro reactors
the
out in
software
7,
industry
and it
is
won't
coming
happen
up
in
with new
7.
technology. If your
No, I think what's going to
architecture
happen is they're just going to have
is
to
not
get more
flexible,
efficient. And
if
I
your
think in a
ecosystem
weird
is
way,
not rich,
you're going to see power
then
companies
this curve cannot be long.
get more efficient. You're going to see
You
the whole
cannot
network
predict
revamped because of
how
AI.
long your
Like
system
that might
can
be the only
last.
good thing that comes
I
out of it.
can.
They're going to have to revamp the power.
NVIDIA
There's too much money
systems
at
is
stake to
all over the
not be
world.
more efficient, you know what
Software
I mean?
developers start with NVIDIA CUDA. And by definition, therefore, the
Wow.
life, the ecosystem, the useful asset is going to be much longer.
Max, can you hear me?
The difference
I can hear
is
you.
essentially cost.
just ignoring
You
it.
could
That's
think of it as revenues, but the other side of revenues is cost. If the life of the asset is long, the TCO is low. This is the difference. This is what it looks like when compute.
Wow.
What?
Did you not hear the
more you
cha-ching?
buy, the more you make.
Yeah, I thought that was someone giving you a super chat.
No, I thought that came from the video.
Now,
The timing
all
of
of
it.
you are
But Rick
experiencing
Gordon
this
did
with
just
me.
follow, so
Isn't that
thank
right?
you for that. Appreciate it.
All of your demand, your factories are working so hard, your people are working so hard all across Taiwan. Because everybody wants to make money. They realize that
Max,
AI,
you hear that?
useful
Very
AI,
limited
AI.
production.
He said AI twice.
profitable AI is here.
3 times.
Compute demand is incredibly high, and compute demand is the constraint. And so let's go work super, super hard.
I'm telling you,
and
RTX
help the world
6000
stand up
in
AI
CES
factories everywhere.
2027.
This is why it's so important.
Whoa.
I'm so happy. Here I am standing in front of you. Vera Rubin is in full production. Vera Rubin is in full production. The supply chain we created for Vera Rubin is twice as large as Grace
I'm telling you,
Blackwell.
Max, it's coming.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's incredible. And what used to take 2 hours to assemble one Grace Blackwell rack now only takes 5 minutes. So not only is the capacity higher, the throughput is a lot faster, and we need it all to support the demand. This ecosystem is extraordinary. Millions of square feet has been put online to support Grace Blackwell and preparing now, ramping up now, Vera Rubin. I want to thank all of you. Vera Rubin is now in full production. Thank you.
Great. Prompting the crowd to clap.
Let's take a
That's
look.
great.
Large language models generate answers. Now AI agents can do work. But processing agentic AI is a whole different kind of problem. Agents observe, reason, plan, use tools. They manage massive context, juggling working memory and long-term memory. They spin up sub-agents, specialists on demand. Nvidia Vera Rubin is a multi-rack pod scale system built to process agentic AI and is now in full production. The manufacturing, automation, and orchestration across the supply chain, a miracle to witness. Our journey started when we launched the first AI supercomputer, Nvidia DGX-1. Over the next decade, we pushed every chip and system to the limit, from Pascal and the first NVLink to Grace Blackwell, the first rack-scale AI supercomputer. And now, Vera Rubin, the first multi-rack pod-scale supercomputer built for the agentic age.
When this
It
music's
starts
on,
at
I can't hear you,
TSMC.
Kurut.
The 7 new chips that make up Vera Rubin take shape through hundreds of processing steps. 3-nanometer process, CoWoS-R and CoWoS-L packaging, HBM4 memory from Micron, SK Hynix, and Samsung. The Vera Rubin compute board. 6 trillion transistors with over 18,000 components on one board. Vera Rubin NVL72 does the thinking, prompt and context understanding, reasoning, and planning. Next, a new modular compute tray, streamlined with a new PCB mid-plane design, super chips, Connect X9 Super NICs, and Bluefield 4 DPUs, all made in place, with no cables for resiliency at AI factory scale. 18 compute trays, 9 hot swappable NVLink switch trays, new high-efficiency manifolds, liquid-cooled bus bars, carrying over 5,000 amps, the equivalent of 20 electric cars at full acceleration. Together, 1.3 million components form this third-generation MGX rack design. Congratulations to Microsoft for their operational Vera Rubin NVL72 engineering rack. Congratulations to Dell and CoreWeave as well for standing up their Vera Rubin NVL72 engineering rack. Then, the Vera CPU rack, 256 CPUs in a single liquid-cooled rack, orchestrating the models, shuffling memory, launching tools. At Foxconn and Quanta, Grok 3 LPX takes shape. 256 Grok 3 LPUs across 16 trays, 40 petabytes per second of SRAM bandwidth for ultra-low latency. While NVL72 generates tokens at the highest throughput, Grok LPX generates them at the lowest latency. Vera Bluefield 4 STX, where AI keeps its memory. Storage processing accelerated by Bluefield 4, connecting memory, storage, and in-silicon security. And Nvidia Spectrum X Ethernet Photonics, the world's first Ethernet switch with 200 gigabit co-packaged optics, TSMC's COUPE process, chip-scale packaging, and ultra-high-powered laser dyes on indium phosphide. Vera Rubin, 5 connected rack-scale systems, a supercomputer for AI agents, 150 supply chain partners across Taiwan, millions of square feet of factory floor, hundreds of sites, chips, packages, systems, and data centers pushed to the limits of size, power, and scale. This is what we call extreme co-design. We did
the
this with
music's on, I
Taiwan.
can't hear you.
Together, we reinvented computing for the age of AI. Taiwan was with us at the beginning, and here today, as we bring Vera Rubin to the world. Thank you, Taiwan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vera Rubin. Vera Rubin was not just
What are you
built for
laughing
AI. Vera Rubin was not built just to
Ladies
run
and gentlemen,
AI.
Vera Rubin.
Vera Rubin was
Yo,
built
you
to
were
run
actually
agents.
behind me.
This is an agentic system.
I forgot about
Imagine
that. I'm
the
getting
complexity,
this like real time,
which is the
because
reason
I'm,
why
like, 20 minutes
agents
away. You
is
guys
the
are 2
last
minutes behind me.
computer science breakthrough.
Oh, actually,
that
I am
has
a little bit
taken
behind.
this many years for
You're, like,
agents to
behind me,
realize
too,
its
'cause I'm-
potential.
No,
to
I'm
become
behind
useful.
because
It
the
stands
problem
to
I had.
reason that the computer that runs it
If I get
is
a
the
chance,
most
I'll skip
advanced in
ahead.
the world. This is Vera Rubin. Let's take a look. Can we bring out Vera
No,
Rubin,
just skip
please?
ahead. You're not missing anything. Skip ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead.
Vera CPU rack,
There we go.
256 CPUs, all liquid cooled. Let me tell you about Vera in just a moment. This is the Vera Bluefield storage processing system and also security system. And of course, this is our Mellanox networking, the world's first CPO. This is Vera Rubin. Incredible technology all coming together. Now, when we built Hopper,
This is all like a
we
rerun
built
of
Hopper,
CES.
as you know, for
You saw this with
pre-training.
me at CES. When we went
Yeah.
to the
Pre-training
meeting,
was
right?
the most
Yep.
important application, the most important workload we were working on at the time. Then when we worked on Grace Blackwell, everybody said,
I'm telling you,
Jensen,
man,
NVIDIA is really good
Watching
at
this, It's going to
pre-training.
be so important to have your own
Inference
cloud,
is so
your own AI,
easy.
your own
Do you remember
data.
that?
You need to own
People
your own
used to say
shit.
inference is so
Yep.
easy. We could do that too.
Like, I'm
But as
all
you know,
in.
inference
I'm doing it my
equals
own.
money. And the models, MOEs, are
I
so
own piles
complicated.
like, dude, I
And to
feel
do
like
it
if
at
life
incredibly high
had given this guy a different
response
turn, he would be
time,
selling me a Dodge
fast
Caravan.
interactivity and high throughput at the same time
he owns
is
this island,
incredibly
dude.
hard, which is the reason why we created NVLink 72. Today, NVIDIA's token cost is the lowest in the world, not by 10%, by X factors,
Here's
orders
the
of
question,
magnitude.
though. Token cost. Is token
All
cost
because
compute or
we did
power
extreme co-design, all because we understood
compute.
the
It's
computing
it's
model,
efficiency.
the computing pattern of
Is that
inference,
power or
and we were able
It's
to
number
create
of tokens
NVLink
per
72.
watt. Is
Now,
what that's what he's talking
with
about.
Vera Rubin,
okay? So it's power.
it is beyond
It's
inference.
efficiency.
It is now inference in an agentic system.
Think
This
of it as
is
a hash rate per watt.
Vera
So it's no
Rubin.
different
Yeah,
than
no, I get
mining.
it.
no cables, no hoses, no fans. What used to take the last time when I showed
Yeah,
this
but
to
if you
you,
don't have the
we
water,
had cables everywhere. The cables were amazing to look at.
You remember that?
But now
What was that?
there's a PCB in the middle,
He's right.
which
there's no
connects
more
both
cables.
sides. What used to take 2 hours now takes 5 minutes. The reliability and the resilience of Vera Rubin is going to be off the charts. This is our
You
Vera
remember we were talking
CPU
about that
tray,
with Geek, how hard it would be
the
to
most
set it up?
advanced
It's
CPUs
gone.
that has ever been built. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And this is our
RTX
storage tray.
6000, baby.
2 Vera CPUs,
Oh,
4 CX9, incredible amounts of software. This is our new LPX, LPU30, the Grok system, designed for very low latency inference. The throughput is delivered by Vera Rubin and extended with NVLink 72. If you want to extend that even further, you can have Grok LPUs. Here, we have the Vera Rubin NVLink, the switch tray. This is the switches in the middle, and this is revolutionary. Because of Vera Rubin's, because of NVLink 72 and the NVLink switches that we created and invented. And this is our Ethernet switches for scale out. What's amazing is we introduced these
Max, I gotta
two
tell you something about
systems
TP Link after
for
this.
Grace Blackwell. These two systems were created for Grace Blackwell. And today, NVIDIA is the largest networking company in the world. I'm so proud of the networking team. This is such an incredible enabler for everything that we do.
I wonder
I'm
how
going to now
long
talk to you about
Blackwell
the
for.
next major
Sounds like
industry
do
we're going to be part of.
together.
Thank you. Janine? Thank you. Zaijian.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because he has to prompt them to clap.
I think there are 2,000 people back there
Dude, this is all
pulling them.
Taiwanese media. None of the Americans are here. They all hate this shit. He owns this.
Okay,
island.
let's talk about CPUs.
Maybe it's just, I don't know. It just is cringeworthy in my opinion.
Vera
Yeah,
CPUs.
sure it is. This is sick
CPUs
ass
built for the age of AI. All of the CPUs until now
Damn it.
were created for people. We were the users. We were the users. We were the renters.
He's telling us we're getting
The way we
replaced.
use CPUs, we live in a world counted by seconds. The way we rent CPUs in the cloud, each one of them, more CPU cores you have, the more you can rent. The economics of the use case of the old CPU and the economics of the old CPU, fundamentally different than agents.
Too bad. It's
Agents
very expensive.
are impatient. They don't live in a world that is in seconds. They live in a world that's in nanoseconds. When it uses a tool, it wants the response time to be as fast as possible. When it accesses database, it has to come back as soon as possible. Every moment that the agent is waiting keeps it from going to the next step, the next step, the next step. It is vital that we make the CPUs as low latency as possible, as interactive as possible. So we created Vera CPU for the age of AI.
Max, do you think there's going to be a cap
Now,
on
inside
latency?
our system, it's used for 3 different
Hang on,
ways.
what was that?
The first way, of course,
What?
is
What did you say?
Vera Rubin
I said, you think there's going to be a cap in latency? Like,
for
how
thinking.
fast can you really go?
And inside the Vera Rubin rack,
Again,
there are
there's the
already
latency
2
to the
CPUs.
outside world, and then there's the
As you
latency
know,
within
we are
the rack system, and the
building
latency within
and
the rack
selling
system is like
millions
like minimal, like
of
nothing.
Vera Rubins. We have
Yeah, so
sold
how much can you
millions
improve?
of
Nothing.
Grace Blackwells. NVIDIA already is one of the
we'll find out, I
largest
guess.
CPU makers in the world. In the Vera Rubin rack are 2 CPUs. One for orchestrating and managing the GPUs, managing the KV cache, dealing with all of the software that runs in the rack. We also have the Grace Bluefield that is used for security and isolation. The Vera compute
What the hell? I
is
never
used
heard
for
Grace
the
Bluefield
harness, the orchestration of the AI models, tool use, accessing the database. And the data servers
Hey, smash
right
that like
here,
button. There's literally
Vera
one person
Bluefield.
that like.
the fastest
And there are a lot of
storage,
priorities.
fastest
Smash
storage
like on the first
servers,
one, but yes,
the
smash
fastest
the like
storage
on this one
system
too, please.
the world has ever made. And the reason why this is so vital is because agents are accessing memory so incredibly fast. These systems, the storage server and the CPUs, are now the critical path of the most expensive part of the data center. This is the most expensive for a good reason. The economics of the AI factory is tokens. And the tokens are created here. And so, of course, you want to manufacture and generate as many tokens as possible. This is where you put all of your economics. And this has to not be in the way. And so Vera CPU has great pressure on the CPU architecture, which is the reason why we built a brand new architecture from the ground up. A CPU the world has never seen before. We call it Vera. This is CPU for agents. All the CPUs of the past, we built for humans. This CPU is built for agents.
88 core,
Well, there are
170
4 things to
thread.
keep in mind. The 4 takeaways. The
Holy
first takeaway
shit. 450
is that
watt
the
TDP
instructions
max.
per clock of Vera has to be incredibly good because we need the latency to be short. We need the processing time, single-threaded performance, not throughput, single-threaded performance has to be world-class, absolutely the best. Single-threaded performance, which is the reason why the IPC, the instructions per clock of Vera, is so high. It's the highest in the world. 10 instructions fetched, decoded, and executed per clock. Number one. Number two, the bandwidth necessary to move data in and out for the CPU has to be utterly world-class. The second thing is bandwidth per core. The third is just bandwidth, period.
Bandwidth per core.
We're
What the hell is
moving,
that?
remember, I said earlier, agentic systems is fundamentally disaggregated and distributed. Disaggregated and distributed. When computing is disaggregated and distributed, networking becomes the problem. Therefore, we have to move the data around as fast as possible between the CPU cores and between the CPU and the storage, the CPU and the GPU. The bandwidth around the system and inside the CPU core has to be utterly world-class. This is the first CPU that's been built a long time that is literally at reticle limits with a fabric that connects all of the CPU cores that is speed of light, 3.6 terabytes per second. No chiplet tax, no chip boundary crossings, because we need to have everything, because the CPU cores are talking to each other with extremely high bandwidth. They're not rented core per core per core, they're all working together. The cross-sectional bandwidth of Vera is off the charts. It's the first one to be PCI Express Gen 6. It is also the first one to have LPDDR5 with 1.2 terabytes per second. 2 to 3 times the bandwidth of the highest performance CPUs on the outside, 3 times the bandwidth on the inside.
We are going to be so
The bandwidth
poor, so
per
fast.
core and the bandwidth period is world-class. Now remember, I showed you earlier, the number of CPU cores, the number of CPUs is going to be quite high. And the reason for that is very simple. We created CPUs for humans in the past. And humans, there are only 1 billion of us. There will be billions of agents. And these agents are going to be using the CPUs with very little patience because the cost of the GPU they sit next to is too high. And therefore, too valuable, too precious. Therefore, these CPUs are going to be both performant, but they also have to be extremely energy efficient so that we can cram as much CPU as we can into the factory without taking away power from the token generation, which we know is how we make money. These 4 properties, instructions per clock or single-threaded performance, bandwidth per core, the total bandwidth around the chip and inside the chip, and energy efficiency defines Vera. It is absolutely world-class. When you compare it to the highest performance x86, it is just off the charts. When you compare it in real single-threaded performance, it's off the charts. It is incredible to be able to deliver 5% improvement on CPUs. It is incredible to be able to deliver 10%. But this kind of performance speed up is just unheard of. This is Nvidia Vera. What do you think? Let's take a look.
Agentic AI changes the role of the CPU. The CPU is now the conductor, and the GPU is the orchestra. Traditional CPUs
told you, when these things come out, I can't hear you.
for a different era, maximizing cores per socket. Slice them up, virtualize, rent by the hour. In the age of agents, the CPU is now a bottleneck to GPU utilization, directly affecting token throughput, latency, and user experience. Nvidia Vera is the CPU built for the agentic loop, combining NVIDIA's custom data center CPU core with the scalable coherency fabric for the right balance of performance cores and bandwidth to maximize AI factory output. At the heart of Vera is the Nvidia Olympus core, built for modern data center workloads, branch-heavy Python runtimes, tool calls, and sandbox code execution. Each core is tuned for throughput, a neural branch predictor evaluating 2 taken branches per cycle. A 10Y decode engine brings in more work each cycle. A large out-of-order engine keeps instructions moving. Advanced prefetchers with a novel graph engine anticipating the next data path. But fast cores only matter when data arrives correctly and on time. Vera is the first CPU to use LPDDR5X memory, while correcting multiple errors simultaneously without compromising bandwidth. Vera achieves 40% lower peak memory latency versus x86, keeping cores fed on time through retrieval, analytics, and sandbox execution. NVIDIA's second-generation scalable coherency fabric unifies all 88 Olympus cores on a monolithic mesh with separate dies for memory and I/O. Cores are not split across chiplets, enabling 50% faster core-to-core communication than traditional CPUs. And memory-coherent NVLink chip-to-chip connects GPUs directly to the fabric. Beyond GPUs, NVLink chip-to-chip can scale Vera up to multiple sockets, enabling massive bandwidth between CPUs. Vera delivers 1.8 times the agentic sandbox performance of x86 CPUs. Standalone Vera racks run agent sandboxes, tools, code, and data pipelines. Tightly coupled to Rubin GPUs, Vera keeps accelerated workflows moving. NVIDIA Vera Bluefield 4 STX powers context memory and AI storage. Compute, networking, storage. Vera is the CPU for the age of agents.
This is going to be our new major growth driver. The reviews are already coming out, and it's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Now remember, Grace and Vera are also the most highly qualified CPUs in the world of AI, because every single data center, every single cloud, every single enterprise, every company that works with NVIDIA on AI has already qualified Grace. The entire software stack has already been optimized for Grace. Every company will be qualifying Vera. Vera will be the most optimized agentic CPU in the world, simply because it's going to go with Vera Rubin, simply because we made the big hard switch. In fact, during Grace Blackwell transition, the biggest risk was going from external CPU x86 into Grace Blackwell. That transition was extremely dangerous, but we did it with incredible execution. Now Grace is literally synonymous with Grace Blackwell. When people say Blackwell, they say Grace Blackwell, because it is utterly now everywhere. Every company's software stack has been optimized for it. Everybody's security stack has been optimized for it. And now here comes Vera. I'm super excited about that. Now look at some of the performance numbers. Speedups is one thing. It is extremely hard to speed up SQL. SQL, the most famous domain-specific language, DSL, that has ever been created. Before SQL, before CUDA, there was SQL. Before OpenGL, there was SQL, invented by IBM. Today, it is the structured database engine of the planet. Everybody uses SQL. This is SQL running 3 times faster. Not 10% faster, not 25% faster, 10 times, 3 times faster. Incredible. This is real-time. The next one is real-time stream processing. Remember, your AI is going to be not just reading documents. Your AI is going to be watching for telemetry, especially inside a factory, inside a stock exchange. You're going to be looking for telemetry continuously. The burst of data that's coming in goes into a CPU. This is Vera CPU running real-time stream processing for New York Stock Exchange. Lynn Martin, the president of New York Stock Exchange, has been so gracious to partner with us. This system is run all over the world in real-time stream processing. Vera CPU 6 times, all because of the bandwidth, the single threaded instruction execution, the bandwidth inside between the cores, the bandwidth outside. Vera is completely revolutionary. That's Vera. You know, X factors is something you talk about when you're talking about GPUs. It is quite rare that somebody talks about X factors on real workload that is associated with CPUs. So I'm so proud of the team. You guys did such a great job. We have an extraordinary roadmap coming. But what's really exciting is almost everybody is supporting Vera. They're as excited as we are. This is Vera opening up. It's opened up a brand new market. Agents is a new workload. We built CPUs for humans in the past. We need CPUs for agents, agentic systems. The properties are different. Why would the old CPUs be the same? We are building millions and millions of errors. And to go to market with us, Taiwan's ODMs and computer makers, all the OEMs, and you could see the early adopters. The early adopters are the agentic companies. This is the beginning of a new market, a market that never existed before. It's not going to take away from the old markets, but this is a new market. CPU for agents. And this market will surely be larger than the last. And the reason for that is because there'll be a lot more agents than there are people, and then the agents are very impatient. So, NVIDIA, Vera, CPU. Thank you. This is the most important slide, really. This is the takeaway. The takeaway here is that this is the application pattern. This is the computing pattern of the next decade. Agents, harnesses, orchestrating large language models. Every company will run it. Every company will be an agent company. Every company will have agents running inside. Every company will see that agents will need its own operating system. Every company is asking us, how do we run agents safely? How do we build agents for our own workloads? And so we have the NVIDIA Agent Toolkit for Enterprise AI. You've seen me build this in plain sight. Almost everything that NVIDIA does, as you know, at every GTC, if you go back and look at my GTC 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you will see today. This you've seen me talking about for several years now, because we've been building for this moment. There are 4 things that companies need in order to build agents as a service or build agents to operate. The first thing you need is you need models. Of course, large language models. The smarter, the better. The cheaper, the better. The faster, the better. The second is you need a harness to orchestrate the whole thing. The third, these models want to use tools, and these tools come with its skills. And I showed you CUDA-X libraries. Those are going to be amazing tools for the agents in the future. And then lastly, you need a runtime. You need the operating system that holds it all together. This is the NVIDIA Toolkit for agents. It includes models that you can modify. NVIDIA's world-class open models, and I want to show you more. You can run agents from anybody. You could run Cloud Code, incredible agent, Codex, incredible agent. You could run it inside this harness called OpenShell, which will be highly secure for your inside the enterprise. The shell protects the agent, keeps it grounded in security policies. Privacy is protected. its rights and privileges are given, its identity is protected. And so this open shell is being adopted all over the world. NVIDIA open shell is open source. You're gonna see so many companies adopt it. Red Hat, Canonical, Microsoft, it's gonna be adopted everywhere. This is the runtime. And this runtime is fully optimized for the NVIDIA AI platform, which is everywhere. So you can run OpenShell in any cloud, on-prem, and even on device. So you have now tools and libraries that they can use. You have models that you can modify or use as is, or you have agents. This would be OpenClaw, Hermes, another incredible harness. These agentic harnesses can now run on-prem or for you anywhere, okay?
How many of you can name
four
all
things,
of those?
and this represents the operating
logos.
system of the modern enterprise. Now, how do we use this? One of my favorite use cases of agents is chip designers. It is the single most important thing that NVIDIA does. And so, of course, we have to partner with Cadence to build super agent, a chip design super agent. It is orchestrated by Codex or Cloud Code. It has RTL and architecture diagrams or schematics or specifications as input and whatever you need to fix. And together we created some super agents that are optimized for the NVIDIA runtime with Nemotron. And let's take a look. It's really incredible.
Cadence and Nvidia are partnering to build chip design agents. Hundreds of thousands of Nvidia chips come together to make the AI factories that power the world's frontier AI models. Designing these chips and the systems they run in is one of the hardest engineering challenges. Trillions of transistors, three-dimensional circuits, microscopic scale. Every gate, every wire, synchronized to picoseconds, must work in perfect harmony, with no margin for error. Physical prototypes are too slow and too costly. So engineers work in the digital realm. Each chip begins as a set of architectural specifications, then translated into RTL, the language of chip design. RTL must be verified in simulation. A single bug can delay a chip by months. At NVIDIA, thousands of engineers, billions of compute hours per year, millions of tests, written, run, and debugged, a cycle that takes teams weeks. To compress this cycle, Cadence and NVIDIA built a design verification agent. Codex orchestrates the process. Cadence ChipStack launches the RTL verification loop, powered by Nemotron and secured by NVIDIA OpenShell, calling on expert sub-agents in RTL generation, test bench creation, regression testing, and debug. The system drives itself. The ChipStack agents run hundreds of simulations with Cadence Xcelium, formal verification with Jasper. Design flaws revealed, bugs in the code fixed. What once took weeks now takes hours. Verification cycles over 40 times faster. Together, NVIDIA and Cadence are reinventing chip design with AI agents.
From weeks to hours. NVIDIA has thousands of chip designers. We are gonna hire hundreds of thousands of Cadence super agents that work with us so that we can accelerate our company, so that we can be even more ambitious, create even more amazing things, run even faster. You saw earlier.
So as he just said, he's not
the
hiring
toolkit
people, he's hiring
with
super
models,
agents.
harness, tools.
Yeah, those are people, right?
The tools in this
No.
case are Cadence simulators and
I guess we have to make
verifiers,
it super
formal
easy that
verification
gets hired.
systems. It is the
AI
reason
can
why
support me.
we're working with Cadence so hard
I'll be the mom of
to
the
accelerate all of their tools on CUDA, because the agents are impatient. The agents want the answer immediately. And so
This is a
models,
long wait for N1X.
harnesses, accelerated CUDA, accelerated libraries and tools, and then the runtime. What you saw just now is all of that coming together. Now, one of the things that it starts with is a great model that Cadence could modify
I know I
and
predicted it was
tune
gonna be like
to
this,
be
but-
expert
oh,
at the
God.
Cadence workflow, at the Cadence expertise, so that they could create super agents that are proprietary to Cadence with their proprietary knowledge. They have to start with an excellent model. We call it Nemotron. NVIDIA is dedicated to build open models for the world so that all of you, all of us, could create our own agents. Today, we're announcing the Nemotron 3 Ultra. Yep, our next open model. And it is smart.
Nemotron 3 Ultra sounds like something that couldn't break up on a Lego set.
The Nemotron models
Like, this
not
doesn't
only
sound
give
weird.
you the model, we give you all the data that we use to train the model. And because we have a coalition of incredible partners, you can see all of our partners down here, we work together, contribute data to each other. Nemotron is trained on one of the largest suites of long-running reasoning models, long-running tool, task-solving, tool-using data sets in the world because of all of our great partnerships. All of this from the model, the training script, and the data made completely available to you. This is open models at its best. The best open model system policies in the world. Simple goal is so that you can take all of it, add to it, make it even better, make it yours. Nemotron 3 Ultra is 5 times faster. This is the world's first model based on a hybrid architecture of SSM, state space models, with mixture of experts. The architecture is incredibly fast. We made it fast so that you could think fast. When you think fast, you could think longer at the same cost. So 5 times faster. It is also 30% cheaper, 30% lower cost to run in total flops and total inference time than even the most cost-effective in the world. We're comparing against the world's
All you had
best
to do is
open
ask.
models. Frontier Smart, 5 times faster, 30% cheaper, completely open. We're completely dedicated to this. This is now Nemotron 3. We're currently
Really open
working
so
on
you don't
Nemotron
understand
4.
what the code you're reading
So
does.
this entire
Hey,
toolkit,
if you're gonna
From
come
models,
closer to the computer, we'll be able to hear
harnesses,
you better.
tools and skills,
Is this close
and
enough?
runtimes
It sounds
is
a
the
hell of a
reason
lot
why
better.
every
I said,
enterprise company in the world
it doesn't
has the
matter
ability
if-
now
like,
to
if
create their
humans can't
own
read the
agents,
AI,
just
we don't
like
understand the
Cadence
code.
did
What
with
does
their
it
super agents.
matter?
And we're working with so many companies, Cadence and CrowdStrike and Dassault and Palantir, SAP and ServiceNow. People were always said, Jensen,
Man, do you
agents
really
are gonna
trust
disrupt these markets.
CrowdStrike after what
I
happened?
said completely opposite, and you can now see it.
I don't know.
Agents is going to create the largest opportunity ever for my partners and friends. And we have the Nemo,
Really happy
the
you didn't pick
Nvidia
agents instead
That
of
was
AI.
poorly
agentic
stated.
toolkit for enterprise AI
I'd be
to help
dead.
them.
It's gonna help my partners
So,
and friends get rich
you
along
go.
with me. You might as well have just said that.
First, Vera Rubin in full production. 2, Vera CPU built for a new generation for agents. And 3, NVIDIA's enterprise AI toolkits so that
The audience
every
is all at
enterprise
Jensen's
and
family
every
members.
enterprise
He invited
software
them all.
company can build agents.
It's about
Dude,
freaking
Matt,
time.
Seriously, so happy
Jesus.
I didn't pick agents as a drinking word. I picked AI.
My relationship
now?
with you started here. And many of my friends and
Do you have
partners
Max
here in
Payne on
Taiwan,
that?
your companies
What was that?
started here.
Do you have Max Payne on that window?
This is in a lot of ways
You're fading
the
off when you start
beginning
when you turn your
of
head.
the
I can't hear
modern
you.
computer industry. 40
Did
years
he
now.
have Max Payne? That's not Max
NVIDIA is
Payne.
33 years old.
Never mind.
The PC industry was already starting to get to Windows 1 and Windows 2 and Apple 1 and Apple 2. And by the time that we came along, Windows 3.1 was the PC. And as you know, Windows 95 made PC personal. It took PC from enterprises, companies, and made
Windows
it into
98
a
made it
consumer
better.
electronics
Windows Vista
device.
ruined it.
Everybody
Yeah.
should have one, and everybody does. This is the
Windows 7
beginning.
fixed it. Windows
This
8
computing
killed it.
platform did
Yep.
several things incredibly smart.
Windows 9?
No.
Windows
they
was
skipped
not
9,
just
it was 10.
disaggregated, as you know. Windows was properly abstracted. It was architected just right. Systems
By
BIOSes,
copying Apple.
open chipsets,
What?
By
the
copying
operating
Apple.
system with drivers,
Apple sucks back then.
drivers that could
No,
be
they
connected
copied the user
and installed at
interface. They
runtime,
literally copied the user interface.
and an abstraction layer with a multimedia API that opened
Yeah,
up the
Linux copied
PC
them.
to what we all know
What was
today.
that? Who copied
Each
who?
one
Linux
of these
copied
elements
those.
were essential in making the PC so popular. 40 years later, Microsoft and Nvidia are going to reinvent the PC. This is going to be the new PC.
Here we go.
Now,
Yeah.
tomorrow night, I think it's tomorrow night our time, but I'm going to be with Satya, where we're going to talk a lot more about the work that we're doing together. Microsoft and NVIDIA, over the last 3 years, it took this long to completely
Oh, they're
reinvent
not announcing
how the
it.
PC is going to work so that we could be ready for this moment. As I mentioned earlier, that compute pattern called the agent is going to run in AI clouds. It's going to run inside enterprises. It is also going to run on your PC.
I don't know, man. Windows is
What's
solid.
going to happen to that
Not many
PC
people use Mac
when it
these
has an
days.
autonomous agent,
Medium roll.
an agent that's helping you, that understands you? You could talk to it. It could look at you. You could
There's only
Ask it
29,000
to
people
read
watching on
files.
Nvidia.
go help you do some research. It could do a lot more that I'll show you.
I got a full
But
screen
the
so I
new
can't see.
operating system
Well,
is,
that's
of
all right.
course,
I have
the old
multiple
operating
monitors.
system
Doesn't-
plus large language models. Large language models, in a lot of ways, is the modern version of DirectX. It has, of course, input and output, understands prompts, it understands computer vision, it can generate video, it can
Yes,
generate
Mr.
sounds.
Tiger, I felt
It
a
is
little
the
old when they were
modern
talking about.
extension,
And then we came along and there was
intelligence
Windows
extension
3.1, and I was
of
like,
the PC.
my
of a
first
computer.
PC was Windows 3.1.
On top of that,
but I also
the
was in
application,
DOS
as
as
I mentioned
well,
before,
so yeah.
is going to be replaced by now an agentic runtime. And that is the modern application, an agent. Let's now take a look at what it can do.
Is DOS
It
just
started
command
with a
prompt
spark.
these days?
Yeah,
An idea.
always was.
To reimagine the PC for the first time in 40 years for the age of AI. What becomes of our
Hey,
personal
what happened to you
computer
drinking?
in a world of
They
agents?
just said it.
Agents running natively, connected to models, local or in the
God, I
cloud.
didn't say
Our
agent.
personal AI,
There's again.
sandboxed for security, running continuously,
I'm behind you. Like
getting
in a
work
second.
done. The chips and the OS must evolve. Introducing RTX Spark. Everything we've learned over 33 years distilled into one chip. Blackwell RTX GPU with 6,144 CUDA cores, 1 petaflop of AI performance. A custom 20-core Grace CPU built in partnership with MediaTek. Fused by NVLink. 128 gigabytes of unified memory. TSMC 3 nanometer process. 70 billion transistors. And in close collaboration with Microsoft, a Windows platform for agents. We're reinventing the personal computer
Laptop
creating.
with 128 gig of RAM.
for gaming, for agents. This is the dawn of
I'm
a
gonna
new
try
personal
to get my
computing
hands on
revolution. And it starts with Nvidia RTX Spark.
Fingers crossed, boys. That crew gets one.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
128 gigs.
Here
That
it
kind
is.
of changes the game for rendering.
Of course, I got to show you the most beautiful part, which is video games. It's also the closest to our heart. This is Forza. This is 007, by the way. new
By the way, anybody
007
who
game,
wants
I'm looking forward to playing
the
it.
007
I look a little bit like
license, let me know. I got 3 of them.
him, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, send me one, Max.
NVIDIA's
I didn't ask Nvidia for
RTX
one.
Spark
I want to.
laptops.
Okay.
Now,
Sweet, love you.
Remind me when you get back. I don't think you're gonna be playing it
him
while you're out there.
No, I just need it for a benchmarking video. I didn't ask him for it. I didn't
I
want
have
it.
too many things in my pocket.
Try to be careful about the games I
Hey,
ask
don't
for.
steal it. Okay, all right. This is the most amazing chip the world has ever built. This is the N1X that we built in partnership with MediaTek.
That's
I think
amazing
I
how
saw Rick
small that
earlier.
thing is.
This is N1X. This is a beautiful chip. This is a chip
I think we're gonna get to play with
that,
this
frankly,
week, actually.
would take 33
That's
years
kind
to
of
build.
exciting.
And the reason for that is because 100% of NVIDIA software stack runs here. If you want to run digital biology, no problem. If you want to do seismic processing, no problem. You want astrophysics, no problem. Everything associated with CUDA, all the physics, all the biology, all the genomics, all the AI, no problem. All the computer graphics, no problem. Every single application NVIDIA has ever created and every single application that Windows has ever run. Microsoft and NVIDIA meticulously optimized everything so that this computer literally
Wonder what this does to
runs
Intel and
everything
AMD.
the world has ever
AI.
created, plus
AMD
It all
kinda
depends on what
dropped
the it all depends on
an
what the price point is
incredible
of this.
computer. I'm so proud of it.
Strix Halo's not cheap. I have
No, I
one
know.
coming. It's like $2,500.
Okay. Now, I want you
wonder
to
if
keep that in
unified
mind
memory let
in the
them
next
do it
video
cheaper.
I'm going to show you. Just imagine everything here is
Like
going to run on your
using the
PC.
VRAM?
Now, that computer could have a local Nemotron 3 Ultra model or Nemotron 3 Super model, or it could have Claude Code or Codex or some other model in the cloud or something on the network. And it's going to work and do something amazing. Let's play it.
Every house starts as an idea. Getting from idea to design takes a myriad of tools, expertise, and a lot of time. Now, an agent running locally on RTX Spark can help me design a house using the tools on my laptop with an OpenShell sandbox, running the Hermes harness connected to Claude Sonnet in the cloud. I select the site, share my concept sketches and mood board of styles to inspire my design. And the prompt, a text description of the requirements and the design intent. My agent goes to work. Using the tools on my laptop, it opens Rhino and starts modeling the site, shaping terrain, setbacks, and the building envelope. Then it proposes building forms, optimized for cost, comfort, and quality. With the form defined, my agent generates the interior layout. Walls, circulation, rooms begin to take shape. I jump in whenever I want, to adjust, to change. Doors, windows, and structural elements are placed automatically. My agent detects its own mistakes.
I think it's
And
important that he
fixes
admitted that you have to jump in and fix it.
When I approve, the agent exports the model from Rhino into Blender. Materials and object properties transfer with the design context intact. I fine-tune the materials, get the look just right. Then, I pick the shots. Blender renders the house. My agent, using generative AI with the Flux 2 model, makes them photoreal. Multiple viewpoints, lighting conditions. What was once a complex workflow is now guided and simplified by my agent. Working with me on RTX Spark. Design at the speed of imagination.
PC in the world of agents. The developers are so excited about it. This is an incredible computer. All of the acceleration, all the software capabilities associated with it, working with every developer to make it incredible for all of you. The next one, Adobe. Incredible tool suite, of course, used by tens of millions of people around the world. They have re-engineered the architecture, the core of Adobe Photoshop and Premiere, and they'll release it for RTX Spark. It is twice as fast. It's already fast. Now it's going to be twice as fast. And it's also designed to be agent-friendly. With its MCP server, it can now interact with agents on your laptop. The number of customers, the number of partners that are so excited to bring RTX Spark to the market. It's just incredible. You know, this is the first across the lineup of PC
This could
reinvention
change the laptop
for 40
game.
years.
Seriously, like
And
it
I'm
could
just so
kill
happy that
a lot of
all you
products
and
as we know.
the ecosystem around the
If
world
they price it right,
has
like even
joined
if they
us.
price it at $2,000,
This is
it's probably
basically
worth it.
everybody. Everybody will support RTX Spark and will be building incredibly
everybody-
That's what I
smart,
figure the price
powerful,
point's
and
going to be is
beautiful
right around
laptops
$2,000.
with all of us. Thank you very much.
But here's the thing: a 5090. I looked at the embargo's over. I looked at a bunch of Asus stuff.
But that's not all.
I don't know
That's
if the
not
embargo's
all.
over, but let me tell you, laptops I
RTX
saw
Spark is
way
a
more than
reinvention
$2,000.
of laptop. But in fact, Microsoft and
My
NVIDIA
laptop
is
is a 5090 and
reinventing
it's worth
all
more
of
than
PC.
$2,000.
And today we're announcing
I
a
don't know
whole
if it's
new
better than
line.
this.
3 revolutionary Windows machines covering desktop, laptop, and workstations, all 100% Windows compatible, 100% CUDA, 100% Nvidia AI Tensor Core. Everything that runs, that you see that runs on
these other
Nvidia
two?
and all these different platforms around the world runs here. This is the first completely re-engineered, reinvented line of PCs that has happened in 40 years. Now, what's really amazing is this. So this is the
Wow.
RTX Spark laptop.
Desktop.
This is the desktop. So this one's from MSI. Joseph, this one's yours. Okay.
I need to
Look
get
how
my hands
beautiful
on
it
one
is.
of these.
This agent could run 24/7, meter free. And you could download your agent. You could raise your lobster in here.
Max, you think these will be rentable on Vast?
No.
This is your claw. It's
don't
running
believe
all
so.
the time. No meter anxiety. And it's sitting here
Hey
connected to
man,
your
if
whole
you can make
house,
your own agent, keep it off the
connected to your
cloud,
laptop.
put it in your own hands.
connected to your
Yep.
display, all the cameras, your dryer, your water cooler, your water heater, your everything, whatever you want. Your security system, all connected to this, and this becomes
That makes
your
it different. You have a
personal
smart house, but
AI,
it's only in your
personal
hands.
AI
Keep it off
agent.
the network.
And it gets smarter and smarter
In
and
your
smarter
own?
over time, because today we have
Quite
Nemotron 3
interesting.
Ultra. Tomorrow we have Nemotron 4, and then Nemotron 5, Nemotron 6, and we just keep getting it smarter and smarter and smarter. And meanwhile, this is sitting at home helping you do things. If you want to book a travel, no problem. And if you want an incredible system, this is a DGX station for Windows, compatible with Windows, runs everything in Windows, and it has
Desktop will be
768
interesting.
gigabytes of memory. And so you could
No,
run
the
a
MSI little
trillion
box we're paying, I'm
parameter
pretty
model.
sure is the
This is unbelievable.
like
20
the amount of
petaflops,
processing of like an
8
RTX
terabytes
5070.
per second of memory bandwidth. And this
How do you know
sits
that?
by your desk.
Read an article on it.
You basically, if you're a developer of large language models, you're a developer of agents,
80 doesn't have
having
that
this sit by your desk gives
3080
you all the
doesn't have
compute
that
you
much
need,
compute
and then
power.
when you
You could
deploy it,
run an
you put it
LLM.
into the cloud. Now, there's something that, if you look at this and think about this, something is happening here. Remember, 15, 20 years ago, we used to have an idea called a phone. Today, we have an idea called a PC. Today, when you think about your phone, the one thing you don't do with it is make phone calls.
Some of us still do.
You do just about everything else. And so that phone means something very different to you than a phone of the past.
David and
I am certain what's going to happen here
his
is
compute
that
power
the
has CUDA
PC
and
10 years
AMD's
from now,
doesn't. It's
and
a
the
big
PC
deal.
that you think about today, a tool, whether you launch applications, click and type. And this PC is going to be completely different. Here's my theory. I can totally imagine, just as every house today has a home theater, where many houses have home theaters, big TVs, lawnmowers, dishwashers. I could totally imagine that someday there's actually an AI supercomputer in your house.
AI lawnmowers.
And it's running all of your
Yeah.
agents. It's running all of your
That's going to be
assistants.
my goal.
And they're
come
doing
next
all
CES
kinds of
to
things
see
for
if
you
I can get
all
an
the time.
AI lawnmower.
And
I
you have to
might
have it in your
follow,
house,
to be honest
just like
with
you
you.
have a home theater in your house, you have stereos in your house, you have game consoles in your house, you would have
I want one of these
AI
forks. I'm gonna get
agent
one. I don't
computers
know
running in
how,
your house.
but I'm gonna
And
get
these,
one.
in time, becomes a lot more like R2-D2 to you. It becomes more like C3PO to you than it feels like a PC to you. There is no question this reinvention of the computer is as big of a deal as the reinvention of the phone into what we now know as the smartphone. And so this is the beginning of that journey. This is the beginning of a new line. And so we have a roadmap for this. This is a brand new product family for us. Every single generation of architecture, we will have a desktop, a laptop, a workstation, and then a desktop, a laptop, and workstation. And the thing that I'm just incredibly pleased, incredibly honored, is that 100% of the world's PC industry has joined us to
desktop
reinvent
2026?
the PC. A new line,
That's what I thought it
a
said.
new beginning. Thank you. As you know, agentic AI is just a digital robot.
I'm telling you.
Understands, it reasons, it plans, and it acts and uses tools. Agentic AI is going to run across all of these computers. And you've seen me talk about each and every one of these over time. We're working on humanoid robotics computers of all kinds. We're working on self-driving car computers. We're working on satellites. You have GeForce, which has tensor cores. I just talked about a whole new line of PCs. Agriculture equipment, manufacturing equipment, heavy industry equipment will all be agentic. You'll even have a little agentic helper for yourself. Even your base stations, the radio stations of the future, are going to be agentic. Understanding traffic and thinking about how to coordinate with the other base stations so that you could use as little energy as possible, increase the utilization, the efficiency of the spectral efficiency. And so everything will run agents. Today, NVIDIA is largely in the center, but I am pretty certain that there will be tens of billions, hundreds of billions over time of agentic systems, agentic computers that are going to be running around the world. The biggest problem is data. In the case of language models, all the English and all the language that we have on the internet that we trained on was from the perspective of us. We wrote it and we're reading it. However, in order to create data for AI, robotics, it has to be in the perception, the perspective of the robot. And most of the world's video data is from a third person, not first person. And so agentic systems, robotic systems, physical AI, the data is the hardest problem. You've seen us move up this ladder. We started with teleoperations, which is basically human demonstration. This is no different than the big breakthrough of reinforcement learning, human feedback. Then we use simulation. This is where Omniverse comes in. This is no different than reinforcement learning, verifiable rewards. Okay? And so we use these systems to bootstrap the AI model, the physical AI model. Eventually, we're able to learn from third person, reprojecting it into first person, and now, eventually,
I'm just over
through
3
bootstrapping,
petahash.
we have
Man, you got
a
double
world
me,
foundation model
Pie.
that can understand the physical world from any perspective you want. Third person, first person, outside in, inside out, doesn't matter. This is a big breakthrough indeed. And today, we're announcing Cosmos 3. Cosmos 3 is the frontier of physical AI. We are at the frontier with language models. There are so many people working on it. However, in physical AI, we are absolutely the world's best. I am so proud of the team for doing this. This is the foundation model for all of your work. Whenever you want to create a robot, whenever you want to create a factory robot or a robot that works in a factory, any kind of robot that involves physical world, you now have a companion a Cosmos 3 that can understand and reason, it can generate, it can simulate in the loop, it can even be the policy itself. It is on the top of leaderboards all over the world. I am incredibly proud of Cosmos, and today we're announcing Cosmos 3. Let's take a look.
The real world is infinite and unpredictable. Physical AI needs data, but real-world data is impossible to scale. For physical AI, compute is data. This is Cosmos, an open frontier omni-model for physical AI, built on a new mixture of transformers architecture. Pixels, action, sound, and language flow into the autoregressive transformer, which reasons, plans, and instructs the diffusion transformer, which generates what comes next. Developers post-train Cosmos across embodiments and use cases. As a VLM, Cosmos watches the physical world, understands what's happening, describing scenes, and flagging what matters. As a world model, Cosmos generates physics-accurate synthetic video from an image, text, or video. As a simulator, Cosmos closes the loop for policy training and evaluation. And as the foundation of Nvidia OmniDreams, an action-conditioned world model, Cosmos predicts the future, frame by frame. Post-train Cosmos, and it becomes a world action model. Perceiving, reasoning, planning, generating actions. For robots of every kind. For everything that moves. A new kind of data, a new kind of teacher generated by compute. Cosmos, the foundation for developers of the age of physical AI.
It takes data plus compute, gives you AI. Now that we have AI, compute is data. And so use Cosmos 3, train a whole bunch of AI models. Cosmos is such an incredible open model system. It's exactly the same as N1X. We open the model, we open the data, and we even open how we trained it so that you could enhance it for yourself and turn Cosmos into your proprietary model. We have such incredible partners working with us in so many different industries. Now, the model itself is the most, of course, the most understandable part of the AI stack, but the AI stack is very complicated. It has generators,
Is that in the car?
the model, simulators, and the runtime. Just as it is for agentic systems, these cars, or essentially a physical
are going to be the
AI
ones in charge.
agentic robot that is an autonomous vehicle, has also this complicated stack. Today, we're announcing Alpha Mayo 2, an open model for self-driving cars. We're working with car companies across the world. If you look at these brands that have signed up for the Nvidia Hyperion, that are building Nvidia Hyperion cars, this represents about 80% of the world's cars. The manufacturers represent 80% of the world's cars. We are going to have a whole lot of Nvidia Hyperion systems that are able to run Alpha Mayo or anybody else's AV stack. We are also connected into mobility services. Approximately 97% of the world's mobility services are connecting with us so that when we deploy Alpha Mayo on the Hyperion runtime with the Halos operating system, we will be able to connect to all of these services across the world. Let's take a look at this.
Hey Mercedes, let's go to my favorite sandwich shop.
Routing to your destination. Lane is clear, pulling out to start drive.
Hungry.
Nudge left due to the stationary lead vehicle ahead blocking our lane. Slow down to stop at the stop sign, controlling the intersection. Stop to yield to the pedestrian since the person is in our lane. Yield to the cut-in vehicle from the left. Nudge left to clear the stopped vehicle blocking on the right. Keep distance to the cut-in vehicle since it is merging into our lane. Nudge left due to the stopped van blocking the right side of our lane. They are in our lane. Pedestrian crossing ahead. Stop to keep distance to the lead vehicle. Keep distance to the vehicle directly ahead in our lane. Keep distance to the vehicle directly ahead in our lane. Stop at the stop sign since the intersection is stop to yield to the cross traffic since our vehicle is crossing ahead. Keep distance to the lead vehicle due to the truck blocking the right side of our lane. Nudge right due to the truck blocking the left side of our lane. Nudge left due to the truck blocking the right side of our lane.
How are they selling me
Your
all
destination is on the right.
This is making me not want this.
Alpha Mayo, the world's first reasoning autonomous vehicle. If you let it talk all the time, it will drive you crazy.
That's what you just
But
said.
we're very happy that it's talking to itself all the time. That's called thinking. And so Alpha Mayo is a reasoning car. The technology that we've created also applies to humanoids. Of course, there are many new breakthroughs that has to happen. The Nvidia Isaac GR00T is our humanoid robotic stack. Model, data generation,
What is this?
simulation, the runtime,
Come on, lift the
including the
robot
operating
out of
system.
the stage.
This
Come on, Jensen,
represents
do it.
Yeah.
GR00T platform,
Another
the
robot.
Isaac GR00T platform. Every one of our systems, as you can see, the exact same pattern, whether it's agentic system for the cloud, agentic system for the PC, a robotic system for a self-driving car, a robotic system for a human or robot, all the same. And of course, in every single case, we build everything completely. We build everything vertically, completely, integrated with co-design, extreme co-design, and then we open it up for everybody to use whichever part you like. And whatever you want to use, we even help you modify. But the one thing that is missing is we need a reference platform for robotic systems. These robotic systems are so complicated, so many motors, so many sensors, so fragile, and yet we need to have a way to deliver these reference platforms just like we do with PCs and DGXs and clouds and self-driving cars. We now are going to do it for robots. Today, we're announcing the Nvidia Isaac GR00T, a reference humanoid robot, all fully integrated. 25 degrees of freedom on each hand,
Groot?
made by Sharpa. 31 degrees of freedom on the robot.
like Marvel needs
6
to
feet,
shoot.
150 pounds, just like me. The first number is shorter, the second number is bigger.
You didn't need to say
Otherwise,
that.
pretty close.
That was the joke.
And this platform runs the new Thor and our entire software stack. Data generation stack, data simulation stack, the runtime, all integrated into a robot that is designed for everyone to use. Now, we built this for higher education and university researchers because for them to build this is insanely hard to do. And so let's take a look at that.
The next leap in AI is general purpose robots, humanoids. But building one is hard. Every team starts from scratch, stitching together simulators, teleop systems, data pipelines, and training infrastructure. Months of setup before research can start. Nvidia Isaac GR00T, an open development platform for humanoid robots. Open models, simulation and training libraries, and data generators. Plus, the robot computer,
We're back
fully
in a minute.
pipe clean,
movie
ready to
idea.
go in hours.
Crazy expensive
First,
agents.
set up the simulation
Thank God.
environment in Isaac Lab.
Lame.
Capture demonstrations with Isaac Teleop
I mean,
on a
nobody
real
would die.
or simulated
Does it matter
robot.
if we fall through, or we ended the
Generate
the
synthetic data
Animatrix
with
time when they
Omniverse
put
and
AI,
Cosmos.
and then they kill us
Scaling one demonstration into thousands. Train policies. Evaluate them
No, we
in
don't need
Isaac
that.
Lab Arena. Deploy through Isaac Ross. Running on Jetson Thor.
Oh man, my buddy had a flipper. He did some funny ass stuff with it.
Every element modular. Open. Use ours
They call
or
them
swap in
flipper,
your own.
Flipper, daybreak, and
GR00T is powering
AI.
robotics research
They walk
across
off
every
the
discipline,
roof.
for every domain, from research
This is
labs to
terrifying.
factory
What is
floors. One open platform. And now, a new addition.
Skynet's coming, guys.
Isaac Groot reference design robots. Built on Nvidia's open platform. Ready for frontier research, for any lab, anywhere. The age of robotics starts here. Nvidia Isaac Groot.
So many
Well, that's
robots.
terrifying. Who else is scared? Raise your hand. I'm scared.
We're working with just about everybody who's working on robots in the world or robotic systems in the world. Let me tell you what I told you. The computer industry has been completely changed. In the last 6 months, everything changed. Everything changed
Max,
because
Mr.
agents
Robots
were realized,
taking over the world.
and it converged with the latest frontier models, and
We're
it made
all
possible
dead.
the AI to now do useful work. The computing pattern will repeat over and over and over again. This computing pattern of an agent that's a model, a harness that uses tools with skills and runs in a runtime. That runtime depends on whether it's in the cloud or on-prem, on a PC, or in a robot. But the computing pattern is exactly the same for all of them. You will use different harnesses because of your preference. You'll use different models because of your preference. You will improve them for your proprietary use. You would create super agents that you can rent to other people to help them do their work. This agentic platform, this agentic pattern, NVIDIA has an enterprise AI toolkit. This is a wonderful way for all of you to engage AIs, and for us, it's a wonderful growth opportunity. Vera Rubin is in full production, whereas Grace Blackwell was created to process AI, particularly inference. Vera Rubin was created to run agents. It is in full production. It is much, much more than a GPU. It is an entire disaggregated, distributed agent processing system. NVIDIA has really become an infrastructure company, not just a GPU company, not just a systems company, but an infrastructure company to help you generate the maximum revenues, the maximum profit, and to get there as soon as possible. The agent world, this new way of doing computing, where you build CPUs now for agents, not for people. CPUs for agents has its own special requirement, and our NVIDIA Vera is revolutionary. I'm so happy about its ramp. The orders already is going to make it the fastest and the most successful product launch in our company's history. NVIDIA and Microsoft has created a whole new line of PCs. This is a new beginning. And of course, that exact same agentic processing pattern, computing pattern that I just described is also going to run on all kinds of devices. I mentioned PCs, but in the future, there'll be robots and satellites and base stations and factories in the cloud, on-prem, at the edge. This pattern, agentic AI system, this agentic computing pattern will be replicated in computers all over. How we think about the personal computer will very likely change. I want to thank all of you for your partnership, your friendship. We couldn't be here without everything that we do together. I am so proud of how you've been so successful this last year. The next year is going to be even more. I have one more thing for you. Let's take a look.
Oh my God, it's almost over.
Yeah.
RTX Blackwell, you watch. Oh, I'm going to the night market tonight. Look up.
You ready,
See the
Tom?
robot there.
Let's do this.
The keynote's done at Computex. Jensen
Yo,
show
night
the
market
world
is
what's
sick.
next. Useful AI has
Actually.
arrived. Agents working by your side. But in case you missed things we said today, we're gonna break it all down for you, Taipei.
Agents used to be misunderstood. Only movie stars had them in Hollywood. Now we all got teams making dreams come true. Building companies from living rooms. But they need so much compute, we hear ya. That's why we created Vera.
Ruben stole the show, it's true. The cheapest tokens coming through.
10 times faster inference heaven. More special agents than 007.
Bluefield keeps agents' memory true.
Now let's talk about its CPU.
50% faster, that's outrageous.
Not for Vera.
It's built for agents. NVLink Fusion blends ASIC smartly.
Everyone's welcome to the NVLink party.
Well, if you like that introduction,
Vera Rubin's in full production. Nemotron Ultra leads the run. 5x faster work gets done. Mimo Claw keeps the guardrails right. OpenShell keeps the sandbox tight.
your code migrated and reviewed.
All before this song is through.
AI is a 5-layer cake. Computes revenue. Make no mistake.
Global AI clouds build lots of gigawatts. ESX keeps power lean, connecting dots.
Every watt optimized for you.
So you can have your cake.
Can eat it too.
RTX Spark is finally here.
Biggest PC moment in
40 years. Agents powering all workflows. Running anywhere Windows go.
harnesses run on CPU.
Models fly on GPU.
Cosmos builds worlds that robots need.
Turning compute into synthetic feed.
Output my OCs and reasons through.
Understands roads like people do.
Root is how they learn to move.
Learning skills and finding grooves.
Geometry's powered by Thor.
The future's humanoid. Count on The future's bright. Come see what's next.
This is all AI.
Thank you, Taiwan.
So AI.
Welcome to Computex.
But I'm buying
To me, that's just disturbing.
It is 100% happening. GPU is an eye market.
That's
I'll
just
text you
it.
guys at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
Have a great Computex. Thanks for an amazing year. Thank you for all your friendship and support. Thank you. Take care. Have a great Computex.
All right, I've had enough of that. I don't know much,
All
you
right.
guys, but there was
wanna talk about
way
it?
too
Fine.
much Vera and Ruben and not enough like, okay, what is this thing? How does it perform? There was
Did you
nothing
like the
on
Spark
detail.
announcement, though?
What was
You
that?
like the Spark? You like the Spark announcement?
That's what I'm talking about. There was nothing. There's no meat to the bone.
I mean, 128 gig of RAM. He showed gaming in 1440p, so that's not nothing. I mean, it's got to be something, right?
Anything can do gaming in 1440p. It's a matter of how fast. It didn't show any benchmarks.
No, but I don't think he'd have the balls to show 1440p gaming if it couldn't do it. And
I'm not saying
Halo
it can't do it. My point is that you're not. To me, I'm like, I want more meat. I want to see some things that, what is the benchmark? What is the compare? I know what I read, and I read that it was going to be like similar to like a 5070, but I was expecting him to say something like that here, and he didn't.
Well, I mean, we'll see it. I mean, I have a meeting with Nvidia in 3 days, so I'll see it. I think the Spark is big, though. Like, I think it's a big announcement with Windows.
Oh, I
too.
definitely think it could be. It's just I was hoping for more in the announcement. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm telling you, the biggest thing, right? The biggest thing is that we're going to see RTX 6000 next year.
Here's the other thing though, is now you used to have two players, major players that were in the CPU market.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, this is a third.
Did you see AMD's announcement?
I didn't.
$500 or $350 5800X 3D getting re-released, dead on arrival, and a $320 7700X 3D.
No, I hadn't
Tell me
seen
how
that.
works out. Yeah. Doombot says it's still a 5070. Remember when he said it's a 4K card? Listen, I 4K gamed on a no. I've gamed on a 5070 with DLSS 4.5. It's a 4K card. Is
I
it
know. That's what I
perfect?
got on my computer. I like the
No.
card.
Is it overpriced as of right now? Absolutely. Was
Not
he
compared to
full of
everything
shit?
else.
Yeah, it is. I'd rather buy AMD at the low end or Intel.
Oh, well, okay. But like I said, then you don't get the NVIDIA. If you're a creator where you need encoding, Nvidia is always the place to be. Not.
You can do it. You can do it.
I mean, I guess you can do
the
AV1 now,
latest
but it's still not performant. Not as it doesn't
You
perform
can-
as well.
You can do it with AMD.
Yeah, through
With the
AV1.
latest
Yeah, I
one.
know.
So, but look, what I'm saying is I think that this was actually the first AI like GTC that actually had meat to it. All the other ones were bullshit.
I don't know. I felt like the whole first part of it was just a repeat of CES. He talked about
I
Vera and Rubin at CES. It was just a repeat. There's nothing new.
So Doombot, DLSS is not garbage. It's actually amazing. And I used to be the biggest DLS hater on the planet, and they converted me, and I can prove why native is dead. Also, as to what Max said, the GTC keynote in Vegas sucked. So what do you expect? But they said Vera Rubin is in production, which means it's coming to consumers.
I'm
You
pretty
think
sure
he's
they
gonna
said it
hold
was
it?
in production in January too.
No, I don't remember. I couldn't say.
Because that's what my memory was telling me. Because I'm like, I swear to God, he said it was in production in January. Because that's what I was surprised about. Now it is interesting. It had to. You know what? It had to be in production because he talked about that there were certain people that had one rack of Vera Rubin.
Yeah,
So
but
it had to have been in production back in January. So again, it's not anything new with what they talked about.
Do you remember how different the cooling was at CES? How much it's changed since then?
How much? What has changed?
The cooling and how it worked has changed since then.
No, he said the same thing in January.
I
He talked
thought
about the fact it was so much faster
I-
to put together because it was so much less cabling. Talked about all that
Okay.
stuff.
Well, the Spark was a big announcement, and
Yeah.
Doombots. I honestly disagree with you. Native is dead, and like people are in denial about native, and DLSS is not coping technology. Literally, I hated DLSS, and I spent time with the NVIDIA engineers. Like, if you look at like they showed, we did side by side with a 5090 on native and with DLSS with 4.0 ray reconstruction, not 4.5 with heavy ray trace. Native was not as good. The CNN model sucked. The transformer model is incredible. And like you can be mad at it all you want, but I'm telling you that that native is gonna die. And DLSS just does it better. Like it just does.
I just caught Panda's comment. Vera robbing my wallet.
Yeah, I mean, none of us are going to be able to afford a rack of Vera, but
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see what you can do with a few RTX 6090s because they will be somewhat affordable.
Well, that's
I
where
would
you
say.
and I disagree on what we think the price is going to be.
Well, listen, I think we can both agree that if you don't buy early, if you don't have connections, if you don't have, like, if you're just a normal Joe Schmo, you're going to pay out the ass for them. What NVIDIA releases its founders model for and what they actually sell for on the market, we can both agree are not the same thing.
Yep.
So, like, I'm talking about NVIDIA founders price. I'm not talking.
No, I know. And I'm saying NVIDIA founders price, my prediction is $29.99. And Kroot said that he would say no higher than $24.99, and then he hedged his bets and said $2,700.
No, I said 25 to 27. Realistically, though, so listen. Realistically, if it was 35, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think it will be. I think 3,000, right? Like I think that 3 in front of it, from a psychological standpoint, messes with people's heads.
That's what I said. I don't think they want to go there. That's why I think it'll be $29.99.
I don't even think. I think it'll be less, but I think we can both agree we'll quickly hit 4,000. And the question is, right? What does it do to the price of the 5090? And even crazier, does the 4090 go up in price? I tend to think that 25 is the cap, but if the 5090 goes up, what does it do to the 4090?
I don't know.
And do we finally leave the 3090 behind? Is 4 generations too low for 24 gigs of VRAM?
It is getting a little long in the tooth. I will definitely say that, but it will still have its place.
Yeah. Like I'm not telling you I know what these answers are, but I would think, Max, like if for example, I'm going to use me for an example, right? If I ROI, as in I make enough on rentals after power, right, to pay for everything, let's just look for the GPUs and then for everything else, I would think that I would get greedy on selling them, especially if they keep making money. I think that my mindset will change from you're borrowing these cards, like you're holding onto them and you're using them as an asset and then selling them to, and like you're taking like a dividend. But if you're all paid off, I would be way, way, way more greedy.
It definitely, especially with, like I said, I had that power outage, and so there's been a lot of fluctuation in what is running on what. And my 23090 rig, I am debating whether to try to put the 5080s in there and change the pricing up and see how it runs. It's only PCIe 3, but see how it runs. I mean, they're two 350 watt cards, and I change them out for, two 300 and what are they? 340 watt cards. So basically about the same wattage. So
It's interesting you say that, right? I wonder, like, let's talk the 3090, for example. Say they're still profitable, right? But is efficiency start to get more important than like compute power?
It's always important. I don't know if it's more important necessarily, but yeah, it's always important.
Like someone said, time to sell 4090s. I mean, I don't think if you sell a 4090 and you get 25 to 2600 for it, I don't think you made a mistake, even if it goes up in the future. But the question is, what do you buy with that $2,600 right now?
Yeah,
like that's the hard part. Like, all right. Like, would you turn one 4090 into 5 5060 Ti 16 gigs?
No.
Why
5060 Ti's are okay, the 16 gigs, but no, I would not turn them into those.
Okay, so why not? I agree,
because they're not powerful enough to really. I mean, they're not bad. Like I said, I got 8 of them, but yeah, it would not be my choice to expand with those.
Okay, so then if you were selling a 4090 to expand, it doesn't matter what you can get. It's like the housing market. You can't buy anything else right now.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not selling.
Would you sell 4 4090s for one RTX 6000 Pro, the good one, the $10,000?
No, I know what you're talking about. 11,000.
Someone said to me it was 10,000 on Micro Center today.
I looked it up today. It was 11 now.
Okay, but let's just say you could do 4 for 1. Would you?
Probably not, because the profitability is still there for the 4090. You're going to make more on 4 4090s than you would on one Pro 6000.
Okay, so here's the second question, and I just thought about this. At what point does power not matter, in the sense that when all these GPUs are paying X amount, like if they were down to like 15, 16, maybe 20 cents, how much power you use really matters. But when everything's paying $1 or like 80 cents plus, right? Like I'm running my 5090s for 80 cents right now, and I'm low. Does power really matter when you're making that much profit if you have it to spare?
Well, that's the thing. Do you have to spare? And honestly, it gets to a point where it's not so much about whether or not you have the power. It's about whether or not you have the ability to vacate that much heat, especially as we're heading into the summer. So, certainly that does matter. It definitely does matter. But obviously cost and everything else matters too. So I'm at a point where I still can vacate the heat without a problem. And, but if I wanted to add much more, I would have to do a swap out for more efficient cards to get more compute ability.
But that's not an economic question, right? Like that's not a question about the economics of rentals. That's your own personal situation. And I'm not saying there's
it's all about, they all tie into one another. They all tie into one another. So you've got so much compute. What can you do with what you have? Do you sell some of it to upgrade it? Do you feel comfortable upgraded? Do you have enough RAM? How much is it going to cost you? What does that ROI look like? All of that comes into play.
It's interesting you talk about that, because I feel like the economics are the most important thing until you hit your power limit or your heat limit. So like we all have the same problem until we hit our own individual problems, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the economics of rentals are going to change, and I think our mindsets are going to have to change if this keeps going up. Like, say Pearl's dead, right? And say Pearl's dead, and say RTX 5090s are still renting for 55, 60 cents. That changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And like the other question is, how easy can you even get a 6090?
Yeah, all of those are questions that will soon enough be answered when it comes out.
I'll tell you this much. I love not playing by the rules. I'm just gonna be totally honest with you. I hate to say it, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that I love that I don't have to play by the rules. But I mean, the amount of work that I've put into to not play by the rules is still probably not worth just overpaying for a 6090. I'll say that. Like, I'm still probably down in terms of time to money with the amount of work I've put in for no money. So,
all right, well, it is 12:15 in the morning, and it is time to call it a night.
You're a baby. It is 1:13 in the afternoon here. Let's go, guys.
Yes, it is where you are. And actually, I probably shouldn't be, because I got 50 people still here. So sorry to lead all you guys down, but
I mean, we should keep talking. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. You are the granddaddy of rentals. Because you're old.
No, Mining King would be the granddaddy of them all. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't stream, and he doesn't talk about it like you do. And he doesn't have 50 GPUs like you do.
Oh, he had way more GPUs than I did.
Not now. It's what you got now.
I bet he does. He doesn't talk about it, but I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he does. Well, maybe not more GPUs. It's about the same though. It's not that much different.
I have a question for you. I'm going to keep you going, and I'm going to keep the stream happy as long as I can.
Okay.
My question for you is, profitability looks, now we don't know, but everything seems like it's changing. Will you consider a shed again?
No, like I said, we've talked about this. I would upgrade to lower power.
Yeah, but what if you can't buy them?
Well, I mean, there's always that possibility. Yes. I don't know. Right now, I would say no. I would want to do everything I could still in the house, because a shed is a significant investment, and the more I can do it inside the house as opposed to outside the house, because I mean, it's a huge undertaking. I mean, look at what Hobbyist has done. I know that cost a considerable amount of money for him. It was a big investment. And
do you want to know what I'm in my shed for? You want to know what I'm in my shed for? Way more than Hobbyist.
No, that's fine. Like I said, I know that they're not cheap. So, and obviously the electrical work is a significant portion of it. I would have to get, if I was going to expand out there, I would have 200 amps out there. We'd have to tear down the shed that we have.
I got 200 amps sitting in a shed that will never be used again.
Oh, it could be. Move the stuff out of the garage into the shed.
I'll tell you what. This could go nuclear. This could go Ethereum level profitability, and I will never expand out of the garage. Not again. Not again. I'm good. I'll sell the shovels. I'll help people get them. I'll get ad reads. I'll keep it to where I'm at.
Well, I can definitely tell you that I have a lot of stuff not rented right now, and which is leading my hash rate to go up. So my hash rate right now is over 4 petahash.
Wait, so
Pearl.
Your stuff isn't rented. What do you have it at? Because I only have two 5090s rented, but I only have two on.
Well, I mean, I had stuff rented that was over $1. And I think all of them are gone. I had, right now I have 8 out of my 14 4090s rented. Out of my 5090s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 10 are not rented. My Pro 5000 is not rented. And 3090s, 2 out of the 3 are not rented. And
I
the
have
5060
one of my-
Ti, 5060 Ti actually I think are 100% rented. They're actually doing really well. Actually, now that I look at those, damn.
My 56, one of my 5090s that was at 80 fell off, and the other one's at 75.
I still have my 5090s up there pretty high. I still have them at like $1 minimum.
Are they rented?
No. Like I said, I have one 5090 that right now is set at 827 or not 827, 82.7 cents. That's not rented. My other 5090, that one is set at 82.8 cents. I swear to God, I changed that one. Let me refresh. One still says it's set at 225, but I swear to God, I changed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's gone. It's set at $1. So that one's set at a minimum of $1. My 3090s are set. The two 3090s that aren't rented are both set at they're set at 26.7 cents, not rented. And the Pro 5000 is rented is not rented, but it's set at $1.32, $1.32.
Will those be the first to go? This 5060 Ti 16s or the 3090s?
39 will be the first to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, the fact that the 2x3090 isn't rented is like really, really tempting right now. And I'm going to evaluate this probably a little bit tonight before I go to bed. Is actually taking the 25080s out of the Octominer, put them in that rig, and then put the 3090s into the Octominer and run and basically mine on those until we can't do it anymore, and then sell them.
What would you replace them with? 5060 Ti's?
I already said I have two 5080s.
No. What would you, when you sell them, what would you use the revenue on? Or would you just hold it till a 5090 popped up?
I don't know. I don't have anywhere. The only reason why I got the 5080s was to mine Pearl. So I'm not going to mine Pearl with them, I have to decide where I'm going to put them. What am I going to replace? And so now the top candidate is those two 3090s.
If you sold the 3090s, you could 1-for-1 replace them, or maybe even make a little bit of a profit with the 5080s.
Yeah, I could. But again, like I said, I have to have someplace to put them. So right now I would use it to pay off the 5080s is what I would do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you sell them and you call it. Mm-hmm. Or you could, what I'm thinking about doing with the rental money, or maybe once I pay everything off, is building a slush fund for either 6,000 or 5090s. And like when you got a cheap one, you pounce on it.
Yeah, right now I'm looking to see like what the pricing is in comparison, like what a 3090 versus a 5080. Now, one of the things I'm thinking about, that's why I'm not really lowering prices, is we are on the weekend still, and it does matter. The demand goes up like later in the day on like Monday afternoon, going into Tuesday is when the demand starts to come back. So I'm kind of hoping that demand comes back. Maybe not, it probably won't come back to the same level, but hopefully similar.
Yeah, that's fair too. I don't know. I like AI rentals better than crypto mining because in a weird way it seems much safer, much less risky, and way less what's the word? Like it doesn't fluctuate as much. I mean, it fluctuates in its own way. Huh?
Not as volatile as what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're talking, 5 or 10 cents. And if you're not rented, it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
500. Panda says 570 4090s verified available, 84.3 occupancy.
What are you talking about? It's at six. I'm looking at it. It's 635 4090s available. 985 5090s available. I'm looking in the market stats on the Vast.ai website.
How accurate is that?
So now what I was really wanted to look at was the 3090, like what it's at. So right now its median is at 20 cents and the 5080 is at 30 cents. So it makes me think maybe it is time to make that swap. But the key thing is yeah, it's going to make more money right now with Pearl, because Pearl, it does about 180 terahash, while a 3090 does like between 100 and 110 for basically the same wattage.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna have to look back on, like history, and see where it's at. Because if like you look back at like beginning of I guess the beginning of January, the 5080 wasn't really doing much. Like it was renting out. Well, I guess it still showed the median was. Wait a minute, are they not changing? Yeah, it is changing. Okay, so I guess the median was always like around 30. Let me see. Yeah, the top price seems to be changing, but the median and the low doesn't seem to be changing much.
Interesting.
So yeah, actually it does, in my opinion, look like it rents better than the 3090. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I mean, right now it won't really matter. It's still gonna be the same. They're both gonna be mining for now, but as long as my 3090s don't get rented between now and then I'll probably make that change tomorrow. I'm not gonna sell the 3090s right away. I'm just gonna put them in the Octominer.
What do you think you could make on the 3090s when you like? I don't know what the price of them is right now.
I don't know. I hadn't looked. I've heard 1200, maybe 13.
Sounds about right. I sold the last one I sold. I sold for $1,000, but I sold it straight cash. So that's basically like 1200. 11, 1200. That was a while ago. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on. And I think the people that got in early are reaping the rewards. I almost want to make a guide on how you get into AI rentals right now. And I really think it's got to be like an 80 class card to do it. Like
well, I already put together a guide. If people want to sign up on my website for all you got to do is give your email and you get a free guide. So yeah, I already have that.
What GPU did you say?
What did I say? It was more about how do you set things up, like what to watch out for. It wasn't specific on which GPUs to use. It was just because that's always going to change. This is more of a piece that's like, these are all the things you need to take into account. One of the things is, are you a salad guy or are you a Linux guy? You have to make that decision up front because it's a lot of work. Especially if you don't know Linux. If you know Linux, yeah, then it's not as much work. But it requires a lot of infrastructure. It requires, I got some of these guys, it does make me cringe a bit. They're setting up port forwarding on their ISP routers. And I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm not confident that this is going to work. Just told them that flat out. I said, I've tried it.
Wait, why would they do that?
Because they don't want to spend the money to buy a regular router. They're like, well, it has port forwarding. Why wouldn't it work? I'm like, I'm just telling you.
That seems a little dangerous.
I don't know about it being dangerous necessarily. I just said I have not seen it work in the past. Not saying that it won't, just in my experience, it hadn't. Heck, when I tried to do this initially, there wasn't even a way to enter in a range of ports. Now that has changed, but yeah, I don't know.
What will be interesting? If Salad's able to hold on the lower end GPUs, where like a 3070 can hold at like 6 or 7 cents, I wonder if that gets Salad a foothold, and if it just the AI demand, the compute power goes up pretty high. If Salad figures out that they can't compete with Vast and just sticks to the lower end.
I don't know. I don't think so, because I think their customers are still looking for high end GPUs.
Yeah, but they can't match Vast like at all.
That's a topic for a different day.
That's fair. Oh, look, they're a big sponsor of the channel, so I'm not talking shit on them. I
Yeah, no, I know.
legitimately think.
All I
they
will say is,
legitimately have a purpose.
if you want to see what people are getting charged, open up an account on the rental side, and you'll see what the difference is. That's all I'm saying.
On salad?
Yeah.
Interesting. Someone said that he doesn't. Doombot says 5080s are kind of bad for Reynolds VRAM. I don't know, man, because here's the thing. In a normal world, they would be bad, but we don't live in a normal world. When you can't buy a 5090 and the 5080s can be had easily and affordably, it changes the game. Like 16 gigs might be the new 32 just because of the situation we're in.
Yeah, Doombots, I don't disagree with you. I'm about the data. And the data is showing me, even when you look back like 2 months ago, before Pearl was even a glimmer in our eye, it was still making more than a 3090. So I think it's a matter of from a home user perspective where timing isn't as big of an issue. I agree with you. But all I can go by is the data. Does it rent out for more on average, both before and after Pearl? Yes. Yes, it does. Is that right? I don't care. I'm just going by the data. The data says that it makes more, then that's what we're going to do.
I honestly might put one of my 50. I have that 5080 Astral. I might put it on rentals when I get the AC, or not the AC, when I get the ducking and or the temperatures go down, like.
Oh wow, I did not actually notice that, but yeah, Pan is right. Like all of the 5080s are rented right now.
What do they charge? What do they rent it at?
Like I said, the median is 30 cents. That's pretty damn good. 30 cents, yeah.
I mean, I had the 4090 on salad at 19 and I was happy with that. So 30 cents for a 5080 is great. The only question is, when you buy a 5080, I don't think they're going to hold their value as much as the 5090, but I could be wrong, but I don't think they are. But I don't think they're going to lose value either.
That's the thing is, I think they both will go up from here. And percentage wise, I think they will go up an equal amount just because the 5090s are already cost so much more. I think you're going to see maybe things will go up maybe another 20%, but what's 20% on a 5080? 20% on a 5080 is another $250 or so.
But the 5080 didn't go up when the 5090 supply went away. Like it had its chance to go up and it didn't. It stayed and it went down a little bit. We're at like $1,100 to $1,300 for a 50.
Well, we are somewhat in a weird situation where they're more GPUs because RAM and everything else is costing so much more that people are just not making PCs or buying PCs. And so that's why, I mean, you even know this, you had mentioned it. The market has a bad feeling right now. It's, people aren't, the market's not doing that great from a personal computer standpoint because people aren't buying. It's too expensive.
It's really bad.
Yep.
I mean, but I will say that, if the prices of the rentals stay where they are, maybe the 5080s go up because people buy them.
Yeah, I've definitely seen like a lot of the 5080s are all around 1600. I got these for 1300. I felt pretty good about them being able to buy them where it was. I got the last two at the Best Buy I went to, so
I can get them for 1200 easily. I can get them for 1200 without any problem. Maybe 11. I don't know about 11 because I haven't checked in 2 weeks and the market changes so fast. But I don't know. But here's another thing too, right? Like if you bought a 50, say you're 59, your 5080s, right? You have them rented for a year and the price starts to drop. Do you even care if they paid themselves off? Does it matter at that point? You just keep them till they're done, till they can't make money anymore.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's part of it, but I always want my stuff to make money. So I
Yeah,
want
no,
it
no,
just
no. I
sitting
get it.
there.
I'm saying if your 5080s are still profitable and say they drop to like $900 and you paid them off, you're still going to mine with them over selling them at that point.
Yeah. As long as that's still
Because like,
profitable, yeah.
plus, we live in a spot market. Look at the 3090 price. I bought 8 3090s for $350. 3090s went from $400 to $1,200.
Yeah, I know. I bought mine. I bought one of mine for 600, but the other two were 500. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did buy 3 for 1,300, although one of those I had to replace the heat sink on. So that was like I was like 125, something like that.
Doombot likes the 5060 Ti 16 gig over the 5080. I don't think they're going to hold their value. Like, I think they're barely holding their value as is. Nobody's buying them at $500.
I mean, like I said, look at the data. Now, if I pulled up a 5060 Ti, I don't have it clicked. I got to click it. Let me click the 5060 Ti.
But I'm talking about the value of it. Like, I could see
I
the
know.
5080 going up. I don't ever see the 5060 Ti's going up.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it is interesting. People have gone more to 5060 Ti's. There's been a spike. So now there's only 17 available to be rented. That's really interesting.
So he says 4 with an Epic. Again, I'm not commenting on the AI side because I just don't know. I'm commenting on the market value of the GPUs. And I can't see the 5060 Ti 16 gig going up from here. I really can't. I just, and I was wrong about the 5080. I thought it would hit 1800 and it didn't. I made a video on that and I was spectacularly wrong.
So, Panda, you're talking about 5080s are half the amount on Vast as far as quantity, not price. Because the price of a 5090 right now is averaging about 19 cents. And I think I'm getting like over 20 on mine.
You meant 80. You said 90. But you meant 80.
Let's see. I mean, some of them are, because some of them are older rentals. And the other part is really hard to say because some of these are newly picked up. But yeah, I've got one of my 2x5060 Ti's making like 46 cents an hour. And this other one down here, it says making 27.4. So like I said, a bunch of these were older rentals on the 5060 Ti's, but I know one or two of them have like one that is new and one that's old, but they were recently picked up, so it hasn't like completely like shown what it's going to be rented for yet or what's going to be pulling in. So, but I will tell you for sure that today was the peak for me on rentals. It was slightly higher than the day before, but today has been so much slower since 5 o'clock. And yeah, like I said, I'm about 2/3 rented right now, and I was like almost 100% rented. So like I said, but it's all on Pearl, so it's not like it's not making anything.
Yeah. Oh, hey, listen to this. Side note, but RTX Spark laptops will have anti-cheat, which means they probably, I wonder if they're going to work with Linux. That would be
So what did you say about the Spark laptop?
They're going to have anti-cheats, like kernel level anti-cheat.
Oh, interesting.
Which is bad for Linux. Interesting though.
Yeah.
I'm just reading some stuff on Computex. Just it's crazy how AMD and Nvidia are going one direction for the other. Literally, AMD's announcements are not that good, and Nvidia just crushed them today.
Yeah.
That Spark will be interesting to see if you can put it on rentals or how it'll change things. Like if people can buy a Spark and use that to get what they want done, does it mess with the rental market at all?
I don't think so. I mean, it's okay to run like homegrown stuff, but or even possibly even doing some low level type of stuff in an office, but there was some talk like, hey, is this going to be able to be rentable? And so the question has been asked, but nobody has said it's been rentable yet. So and I'm going to go what Panda said. I'm exhausted. I am so sleepy right now. And
Yeah.
and right now
Yeah,
my
I-
son's working next to me and he has not gotten his first phone call yet. So I'm going to try to get off of here before he does. But I do really appreciate all of you that have stuck it out, that came back after I had my first crash and burn on my stream. So I definitely appreciate you all. Yeah, I've definitely had a drop off, but yeah, again, appreciate you guys all being here. And thanks for being here, Crude. I do appreciate it. And
Thanks for
guys,
having me, man.
yeah, and as always, no tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream.
I killed 5.
What about killing 5?
I killed 5 tabs. I was waiting for you.
Oh, got
You ready?
it, got it,
You ready?
got it.
You ready? Hold on. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Here's a tab. Tab was harmed in the making of this stream. Dead tab.
And that's how we're
Good
going to
night.
go out.
That's how we're going out. That was a bang over the whistle.